Congratulations to the Bears. Devin Hester, Jay Cutler, Martellus Bennett amongst the highlights. This week on the Spotlight, we talk to Leury Garcia, one of the new guys who could be a key player next year. Robin Ventura, still trying to figure stuff out, and it's not coming together that good. And we flash back to this old Cub. Do you know him? Then we really flash back to some Blackhawks. The great Stan Mikita and more. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. It's the 25th year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You better get to Jack Desmond's Irish Pub so you don't miss Benkowski Trivia. Wednesday, September 18th and October 2nd at 8 p.m. $10 domestic buckets on Wednesday. Conveniently available at 10339 South Ridgeland. Fun times at Desmond's. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Demitas is a great coffee shop. When I'm a little bit sleepy, I race to Demitas Coffee Shop for a lift. 1066 West Taylor. Breakfast, lunches, mochas, lattes, cappuccino, tea, baked goods, superb French toast, great chicken salad. Open Tuesday through Sunday. I can't say any more about Demitas Coffee Shop. Dave McLean Antiques. Open 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Always buying and selling quality antiques, art, silver, coins, vintage bicycles, great wholesale prices. They're located at 2716 West 111th Street. Check out Dave McLean's Antiques. You ought to try Sam & Sons Jewelers like I have. Custom-made jewelry. You can buy it, sell it to them, trade it, they'll repair it. Certified loose diamonds and gemstones at 10640 South Cicero. Great people to do business with. Sam & Sons Jewelers, 106th and Cicero. You've got to get to Amelia's Bar and Grill. They're open for lunch and dinner daily, private parties and catering, a unique mixture of fine dining and Mexican specialties brought to you by the fine chef Eusebio Garcia. They're at 46th and Halsted. I've enjoyed every visit there, and you will too. Get to Amelia's Bar and Grill, 46th and Halsted. We're back on the Spotlight, and it's time to talk White Sox. One of the things that amuses me, and still does, when I approach a Hispanic ball player, and now that I'm so lucky to have Danny Rios ready to translate at any moment, I ask the player about their ability to speak English or Spanish or their preference. And today, as we go to videotape, for the first time, the player said, "No, I need a translator in English." I said, "You do not need a translator." And Jose Quintana, on our behalf, said, "Go ahead." So he did it in English, and you'll see it's completely fine. I hope the players start getting away from this crutch. And so please welcome, in Inglés, Leury Garcia. And another fine addition to this team is here, and I want to talk to you about the many positions you play. We've seen you infield, outfield. How do you make the transition? How can you go outfield one day, second base the other day, third base? How do you do it?
It's all about about practice. Just waiting for that moment, and I take ground ball, fly ball every day. So in the game it's gonna be not really easy, but gonna be easy when you do it every day.
It sounds like you don't care where you play as long as you play.
Yeah, I don't care. I just want to play.
Yeah, and that's a good attitude. Let me talk to you about hitting as an important guy with speed. The team maybe doesn't have so much speed and needs people on the top of the order to be base stealing threats. I think you like to go. Talk a little bit about getting on base and then timing out the pitcher.
Oh yeah, just that's all I want. That's all I want to do every time. Just get on base. Doesn't matter what. Just get on base and steal and score.
Cause some problems for the defense.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do something. Yeah, you know.
Okay. Do you talk to Daryl Boston about pitchers and their delivery and how much lead you're taking? Tell me about that.
No, just asking for the time, how quick, you know, how fast it's home plate, and then I make a decision. I can go and depend on the count, you know, 3-0, 2-0, depend.
Okay. And as you were in the minor leagues, what kind of stolen bases were you getting? How many?
The most I get is for 50 something,
Yeah.
but
Good.
yeah, but you know, that's mentally.
Yeah.
Here it's different. You know, you have to know the situation. Not every time you go, depending who's hitting, you know.
Catcher's
score.
arm.
Yeah, catcher's arm, pitchers. So now it's different.
And do you talk to some teammates about this? Who are the other stolen base guys on your team you talk to about running the bases?
Oh, De Asa.
Yeah.
De Asa and Ramirez. We talk all the time. Oh, he's fast. He's slow, you know. And we talk a lot in the game.
Yeah. Alexi's been around a few years. He has good ideas.
Yeah, he's really smart. Yeah.
Tell me, too, about where you grew up when you were 10 years old and who you liked, what baseball players you wanted to copy.
Oh, always, you know, Miguel Tejada. Always I look at this guy and I like how he play.
Yeah.
I like it, yeah.
Well, he had more of a power game, though, a little bit.
Yeah.
You're more of a speed guy, right?
Yeah, but I like the guy. I like how he played.
He always play full speed, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. And what about growing up? Tell them what Que Pais and all this.
Oh, Dominican.
Yeah, okay.
Dominican.
And were there other people who were in the majors you grew up playing with?
You know, I played with not many guys.
No?
No.
You were in a group, you were the best of your group.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Did you play shortstop? Did you pitch? What positions did you play as you were coming up?
I was pitch.
You did pitch?
Yeah.
Is that right?
When I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And my dad said, no, the pitch, it's not good for you. I'm like, what? No, you gotta hit. You like to hit. I'm like, okay. And then I played shortstop.
Well, maybe he was afraid with the curveball you'd hurt your elbow, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, your father protected you. This is good man. And now you're in the major leagues. What is your goal in the last few weeks of this season?
Finish strong. Get better every day. You know, keep working and be ready for next year.
Make everybody know that you want to be in that lineup.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anywhere, every day, right?
Yeah, that's true. I want to play. Doesn't matter what I play.
Well, you know, it helps you very much to play a lot of positions, and this is a good thing to show.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep working on it.
That's true.
We wish you buena suerte.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Didn't need any translator.
Before, after, or during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212.
You've got to get to Kelly's Tavern. You'll have a good time. I'm cracking up thinking about it. Benkowski Trivia, 44th and Wallace, September 27th at 8 p.m. Be there. Come out and play. Bring your friends. It's fun. Kelly's Tavern, 44th and Wallace. See you over there. Cornelio's Mobile Auto Glass. They come to you with the lowest prices, new and used. Call them at 773-908-6081. Whether it's windshield, back window, or sides, they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. Cornelio's Mobile Auto Glass. Calabria Imports. Great Italian foods and a great deli. Call them at 773-396-5800. They have catering. They have sandwiches. Easy to reach at 1905 West 103rd Street. I enjoyed my last shopping trip. I think I might have to go get some sausage soon. Calabria Imports on 103rd Street. We're back on the spotlight. We're talking White Sox. It's Rockin' Robin. He must be sick of the media. I don't know that the media is real elated with talking to him about the losing, but what else are you going to do? They're losing. So here we go with another installment of Robin.
You saw some of the young kids. There's something to be optimistic about. You like what you see in Johnson?
They're going to get more time. You get these guys that, especially with Patricia and Webb, of seeing them for the first time. Simeon, you get Anderson in there, and then, hopefully we can kind of get Gonzalez in there just to see what he does too. But, there's just things that you start looking into, what the options are for next year and seeing if guys fit into certain roles, and you go from there. But, so far, Jacob's been put in some tough situations already as a young pitcher, and has really done well, which is good to see.
Obviously, Johnson ran into the issue in one inning in New York. Is it nice that it's something fixable, that he starts throwing some strikes? It looks like he's got the ability. But
yeah, I think first games, you can kind of put those on one side and judge them kind of from here on out. I think it's one thing that he can come up and do well, but whether he did well or didn't do so well, again, it's about how you do it over a period of time. And I think with him coming up and having September to start, you're going to be able to see a lot more than just one outing. I don't know too many guys that, if you're judged on one, at bat or one performance, if that's fair. So you kind of go for more than that.
When you see these guys for the first time playing where stadiums that have a third deck, and their eyes get a little bigger, you kind of watch them a little extra, see how they react to playing against playoff contending teams.
Yeah, that's part of it. Again, you bring a kid in and he's playing in Fenway or playing in Yankee Stadium. It's different than if you're playing a spring training game on a backfield or in a B game. So again, that's part of being able to play up here and seeing how they react. And, so far it's been good. I like what you see in their eyes and how they they conduct themselves and go about their business and play. So that's been good.
Robin, this September is so different than last September, and I imagine as you assess them, how do you think you have a chance for your third September to be more like the first?
Well, you hope so. Again, you're going to find that out a bit more in the start and the middle of next year than you are right now. But again, we do have players that we like having on this team, and you're going to go from there. I think we have some young pitching, which I think if you're looking for the first thing that you want to start off with is some good pitching. And now that we've added guys like Garcia and the other the infield Garcia, that you're seeing different elements that you like and you're going to be able to use next year. So I'm not going to judge. You want to be in it next year. That obviously is the object of playing, but again, we got a long way to go to get there.
You're a Central California guy. Does it seem hard to fathom that a Cal Berkeley baseball program was almost broken up? A program with a guy like Johnson and Simeon. Does that seem shocking?
I actually covered it when that was going on, and it's a great story if people want to kind of get back in to see how it was saved. But Dave Esker was the coach there, who also went to Stanford of all things. But to have that program that was going to go away, it was going to be eliminated, and then they make it to the College World Series. they raise a lot of money and are able to save the program for the future, and to have these guys come out of it. So I actually saw these guys play in college, and again, it's a neat story. People want to kind of delve into it, but it's fun to be able to talk to them about it.
Make a movie?
It probably would. I mean, I think when you see how close it was to extinction and really how storied a program it is, from growing up, and my high school coaches both went there. I had a basketball coach and a baseball coach who both went there, so we were pretty familiar with it.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar. Thursday, $1.50 Miller Old Style. And of course, my trivia games alternate Thursdays. The next one, September 26th at 8. They have $12 large pizza and pitcher all day, every day? Easy to reach at 79th and Narragansett. Check out Little Frank's. You'll be glad you did. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. Certainly this is maybe more than classic Chicago weather for you, but you seem prepared, and certainly you're off to a fine start offensively and defensively.
The biggest thing coming into this season, obviously, is to go out and try and find a way to win ball games. I know that the team really prepared hard in spring training. We did a lot of work fundamentally, defensively, offensively, and we want to jump out to a good lead and a good start, both as a club and as individuals. So I think that so far so good. It's very early, and we got to continue to work, but I think we're heading the right direction.
Well, I do a series of trivia shows around Chicagoland, and you're the answer to the question. First Cub home run of the year, and that's got to be a good feeling. And really, in your first series, particularly in a road game, it's got to be a great lift to your club.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's huge for us to come out and jump out in front early. We were able to do that in that game in Cincinnati to start the game off. I think we scored 5 runs in the first inning. And from there, it just allows our pitching staff to go out there and not have to be so perfect. They get to go out there, throw strikes, and get us rolling in the ball game. We did a good job that first day, and then we bounced back from a tough loss on our second game yesterday against the Cardinals, and came out and played good fundamental baseball and got some great pitching, and we won a good baseball game.
Seems like the conditions are always extreme one way or the other here at the Friendly Confines. What has been your experience in playing in rough conditions, or let's say in your early years of baseball growing up?
You know what? I don't think you can really liken it to anything like Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field's a league in its own. The fans are amazing, packed house. Obviously, you got some thick grass. You got the wind. You got the wall. You got everything to contend with. So, it's really nothing like Wrigley Field. And the biggest thing here is just to keep your head in the game, because you check the top of the stadium, the flags are blowing one way, pick up some grass and toss it, it's going the opposite way. So sometimes you're confused out there, but the biggest thing is just to try and keep your feet moving, I think, as an outfielder, and so you can stay underneath the ball and make some plays. You recall a game last year where maybe the conditions changed during the game? No doubt about it. It happens all the time. In fact, it can change from pitch to pitch out here. So you really got to keep your wits about you. They always tell us to check the flags. I know that in certain specific incidences, the first few innings, wind could be blowing in hard, and all of a sudden, a front comes through or something, the wind shifts in the opposite direction late in the game, the wind's blowing out. So it's one of those things you got to keep your eye on, and hopefully, you're able to adjust with it.
Well, I know a great number of ball players, probably the majority in the majors, who either grew up in Latin America or the South or the West. You know, this is somewhat new to them. Tell our viewers where you grew up and who you were a fan of, maybe baseball-wise.
Yeah, I was born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so I stayed in the warm weather. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia when I was 15 years old, and I went to high school and college there in Atlanta. I went to Georgia Tech, so kind of growing up, I was always in warmer climates. Atlanta, it gets a little bit cold, but never too deep into a baseball season. And, so it's an adjustment getting into the cold weather, but it's nothing that I haven't dealt with before in college baseball. We start in February, so get a little bit of that in Atlanta, and it's just a great city, great stadium, and it's a good opportunity to play some baseball.
What things did you learn in your first go-round in Major League Baseball that you were able to apply in spring training and maybe help you off to a hot start?
2005 was huge for me. I mean, to get a chance to come in and get a feel for the atmosphere, both what happens on and off the field. My teammates and the organization, the staff did a big job in helping me have success early. Any questions I had, they're always, free to answer them and stuff like that, which was awesome. And it's huge because I got a chance to go to a lot of the National League ballparks, which makes me a little bit more comfortable. I got to see some of the pitching. So I just really know more what to expect. And, as the baseball side of it, things don't change. Your approach stays the same, but just a slight comfort level. And having been here before and done it, I think it helps you definitely prepare for 2006.
NBA and NFL players tell me speed of the game is the first thing they notice from college.
Right.
From your highest level of minor league ball, what is the striking change about Major League Baseball?
The biggest difference, I think, obviously naive if you say that there's not a physical difference, because the pitchers are able to command the strike zone a lot better. I think that's the biggest thing. The consistency is with which they throw, their changeups, their curveballs, and their different pitches for strikes. So you have to be aware of each and every, aspect of the game when they're on the mound. The fastballs move a little bit more. They're not quite as flat. And obviously out there defensively, guys are making a lot better plays. So, there's definitely a difference, but one that, as a player, you should be able to make the adjustment and find a way to get it done.
Do you keep a physical book on pitchers, or is it mostly in your head?
Mostly in the head, but we also have a lot of charts. We have a lot of stuff that video footage and different things that we can kind of check on to see where we were at last year, to see what they did to us from previous at-bats and stuff like that. So we get a little bit of everything.
To close, sometimes players go into a season, they have some goals in mind. Obviously, the team goal is to win it all.
Right.
Michael Barrett told me at the Cub convention he wants to win a Gold Glove this year, which is pretty lofty.
Right.
What about yourself?
You know what? I really try and go into the season, number one, obviously worried about what the team's success is, because I found over the last few years that if you go out there and you try and contribute to the team's success each and every day, and you come to work every day with the right mindset, the individual goals will kind of take care of themselves. And, this being my first full year in baseball, I have too much respect for the game of baseball to say that I'm going to be able to do this or that. I know I have confidence in my game. I know that I can play the game of baseball. And it's one of those things where you kind of go out there, you compete every day, you find a way to help your team win. I think at the end of the year, all those individual awards will stack up.
Well, for what it's worth, because I'm out in the public about 5 days a week and I'm talking to fans, your name is coming up more and more in the rotation, and people are very aware of your contributions. Just keep up the good work.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All righty.
I eat on the pasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people, have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. Here's a good idea. Get to Beefy's, a neighborhood tradition since 1987 at 58th and Harlem. Besides the Italian beef, they got the famous chicken sub, double cheeseburger. You can dine in, carry out. Pretty extensive menu. A lot of good stuff, and they're quick. So get to Beefy's, 58th and Harlem. Yeah. We got trivia coming up at Las Fuentes Fine Mexican Cuisine, 115th and Pulaski. The show is Friday, September 20th at 8 p.m. We'll throw you some bonus points just for eating.
Topics: music, movies, TV, and sports. Very fun time. Las Fuentes, 115th and Pulaski. Trivia on September 20th. Some classic old-timer Blackhawks and some superstars of years gone by right now.
We were having some fun, Pat. Yeah, I think that's what this night is all about, at least for tonight, for a few hours.
The coaching, in addition to the playing, and some of that fancy stick work there was beyond the call of duty.
Well, Murray Bannerman looked like on that one goal he let in, he looked a little weak, so we had to pull him before we blew that lead. And then, of course, bringing Bob Sauvé over, you know, he's familiar with this building, but I just wanted to make sure he had the moves down.
How long you been doing that yo-yo puck trick?
Actually, what yo-yo puck trick?
When you were faking everybody out.
That's just my normal stick handling.
He does it with a deadpan, too.
Did you have any part in convincing Bobby to play tonight?
Did I have any part? Bobby's over 21, so I think he kind of made up his own mind. I thought it was very nice of him that, you know, I don't know when we'll have an all-star game back here again, especially in this building. And if it's 25 years from now, God knows where the hell we're going to be. So I thought it was a great gesture on Bobby's part to kind of put aside some of the problems that we're experiencing and come out and at least salute the fans at one time.
It's quite the ovation they gave you.
We're extremely pleased with that and extremely happy, and just goes to show you that fans don't forget.
Stan, how about the current flock of NHL All-Stars? Your thoughts on some of the Blackhawks who are on the club?
Well, what I've seen so far, I think, Stevie Larmer's having a great year, and Jeremy Roenick, and of course Chelios has been a great added treasure to the Blackhawks, and a pleasure, not only a treasure. And those three guys, they're the bulwark of the team, but they're not the whole team. And I like what I'm seeing this year. Everybody is into it. Even a guy like Mike Hudson, who doesn't really play that much, or at least it doesn't look like he does. He gets quoted in the paper saying that we're sticking together and we're doing this and we're doing that. So that's a real nice thing to see. I have my fingers crossed that maybe we can have another parade in Chicago for our hockey team.
How about skating on stadium ice? That feeling?
Never forgot how, but it was how fast. These people are wonderful, and it's great to come back here.
A lot of the folks are waiting for you to
rear my life here and never forget it.
I think a lot of the fans are waiting for you to wind up and take an old blast.
I can't wind up anymore. That's why I'm not out there. I was 52 on the 3rd of January.
Still looking good.
Thank you.
Tony, it's been a long time since we chatted, and since we chatted, you're part of a whole new NHL franchise. Can you tell our fans about it?
Well, the way it goes is, first you play, and then you get an opportunity with one team, and you figure you get fired, and that's the end of the world. And another great thing came along with this Tampa Bay franchise, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge, Pat. I'm going to finally get to work with my brother Phil, and I think with Phil as the boss, and I'll be right beside him to help him, I think that we will build a solid team.
Well, I know you're going to give a little bit of a subjective answer to this, but when you're building a franchise and you're looking at a roster, do you start with a goaltender?
Well, we're going to look and see who the best available is, and
grab yourself a great netminder.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.